Who likes anime?
Ew, anime, cringe, crucify him.
Okay. Yeah, anime. Okay, so we went for anime today, haven't we?
Yes.
Anime is
Anime and Heresy.
Anime and Heresy.
A great title.
Because anime is heresy. Fun little fact. Not many people know that,
Yeah,
but it
fun
is.
fact, guys.
So, you only get anime if you just
The Commandment 8 of the Bible says,
Commandment 8.
"Do not watch anime.
Isn't that the commandment?
He who watches anime is damned to hell forever."
Yeah.
Can confirm.
Pretty sure that's an exact quote.
It sounds about right, and sadly, that's one that's most often forgotten, isn't it? You know,
Yeah, I can find you the Hebrew if you want.
the Hebrew of it.
Yeah.
I can't read Hebrew, so I wouldn't know what it says anyway. Well, I wouldn't know what it says in Hebrew.
Wait, you can't read
I don't know how to
Hebrew?
read.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's
Fake.
fine,
Fake God fan. Wow.
though. Fake God fan.
I mean, do you think Adam and Eve know how to read? Do you think they had books? You fool.
Well, they ate the fruit of
They could.
knowledge, so, you know.
Oh yeah, if you don't know how to read, you're a sinner.
Pretty much, yeah.
No, that's for next episode.
Oh yeah.
The religion one, where we do religion. Yeah.
No, the we don't know how to read episode.
Ah, of course, yes. So the only good anime that we know of is basically Interspecies Reviewers, isn't it?
That's the best anime we
It's
know.
the only one that really should exist. Like you have the
yes.
people with like
Yeah.
Attack on Titan, their goddamn One Piece, you know, all that sort of stuff. But I don't
Interspecies
understand-
guess
Reviewers is
Attack on Titan.
highly Christian.
Oh, it's incredibly Christian. Yes, it's the best thing ever. You gotta love it.
I mean, there's an angel in it, so yeah, obviously. Just
Yeah.
proves that angels are real.
I don't know what rating they gave the angel, but you know.
Yeah, God's like, finally, some representation in my hentai.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
It's not
That's why he's been wanting.
It's not hentai because they never show off any of the sexual stuff, you know. So
They do.
In the censored version, they don't, but there is uncensored.
Yeah. There is uncensored stuff.
Why would you watch censored?
True.
I watched uncensored. As a man of culture.
The
watched
man
uncensored.
You watch uncensored.
Yeah. Also, on the site that I was watching, I don't think censored was on there. So it's
Oh.
like, I just clicked on the first one.
And you sort of just had to go with it. And
Oh, you had no choice, did you?
no choice. Yeah. That's what they all say.
Now, even if I did have a choice, I'd go for uncensored.
We'll believe that for now. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It does. I think censored would ruin the experience. You wouldn't get the immersion.
Yeah, you get the immersion from being uncensored. Obviously, like, you can really feel like you're there, reviewing them all, can't you?
Yeah. They're also like, if you're watching it and it blocks half the screen, there is some plot you might miss out.
Because
Just in case, like maybe there's an Easter egg in the background, but because of the censor bar, you just miss it. You know.
Yeah, the plot of Interspecies Reviewers is just incredible. Honestly, it's the best plot I think I've ever seen. Like screw
Unironically, it's actually pretty cool. Like
yeah.
the main characters, Stunk, Zell, and Krim. Well, maybe not Krim, but Stunk and Zell. They are actually incredibly overpowered. Like it shows a montage of the weakest one of them. I can't remember his name. He's a dwarf. Just one-shotting a dragon, and like in this universe, dragons are still the most the strongest creatures.
Yeah.
And he just casually one-shots a dragon, and it just kind of skips over it.
Yeah, I mean,
Just like.
that's just how
Yes,
it
the
is.
superior shonen anime in the Species Reviewer.
It's a great shonen,
It
honestly. Another pretty.
It's
good
also
shonen.
it also has amazing character building, and the characters are written incredibly well.
Yeah, definitely. It has some. It doesn't have. It's not like my favorite main character. That's probably Saitama or someone like that, or Dandy. I really like them, but it's one of the top main characters, definitely,
Yes.
because it's just
Yeah, well, which one? Because there are three. There's Crimzel and Stunk.
quite like Skunk.
You also find nice information about them. You find their sizes, if you know what I mean. It does actually explicitly say in one episode when they're going to the fairy brothel.
Yeah, that's a pretty good episode.
It just gives up their PP lengths.
Yeah, I don't
It
question
does.
it.
Oh,
foot
no.
size, you know.
Yeah, and the thing is, I'm completely Christian because it's Christian, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's just Christian. We've spoken about like My Hero Academia before, like in a voice call before. Obviously, me and Oscar, we had like a
Yeah,
2 hour long
yeah. Bradley went here
conversation.
for it.
Yeah, we were just
Oh.
It's
talking
so
about
sad. I'm not
yeah,
being
it is.
included.
it was a really really good conversation.
I was
have
talking
to-
about how much it frustrates me, really.
Yeah, and I was agreeing.
The thing
and
is,
now,
I
like,
wouldn't. I don't think I'd find it as bad if the fan base wasn't so obsessed. I was going to say dedicated, and I was like, no, it's more than dedicated. You can have a dedicated fan
Yeah.
base, and it's still cool.
Yeah, dedicated
But
is putting
no.
it nicely, and then
Yeah,
Yeah.
just obsessed because it's like I don't know. They defend every single part of it, and if you say, well, it's basically Twitter. Take Twitter, personify it, and you have an MHA fan.
oh
It
god.
sounds
It's
like
just-
that, right? Yeah.
It's just so cancerous.
Like I've watched 2 of the movies, and they're both pretty boring.
I've only watched one of the movies. I haven't watched the
Yeah.
second one.
Like I watched the second one, and the end fighting, it was just talking basically. Like they were moving around, but that was all just drowned out by the talking. So you didn't get much of the action. You just got friendship and whatnot. You know, like I've given my
Yeah.
power to my friend.
I'll have
likely
you know,
going
the
to die.
power of friendship is the most powerful thing in all of shonen, you fool.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I sort of forgot about that. I honestly thought that like just the main
It
character
is.
like lover was the most powerful thing, obviously.
You mean Simps?
Yeah, Sims.
Yeah, yeah.
The main character Sims, you know.
And they kind of are. Like in
They-
Fairy
they-
Tail, they definitely are.
There's some good main character Sims like Adam Kazuma. Kazuma is great. 'Cause
Kazuma's not a simp.
he's not a simp. People
you mean?
say he is.
Why do
but
people
he's
know?
annoying.
He's a
Yeah,
man
like-
who yearns for true gender equality. That's all.
I know. That's the thing. I've heard people say that he's a simp before.
How?
I'm just
How?
like,
He
no.
literally drop kicks a goddess
I know.
because she annoys him.
It's so good. I love Kazuma.
I haven't
He-
watched it, but just the mental image that
Really?
just gave me is amazing. Of just him
It
just
is.
running up and drop kicking God.
It's
Goddess.
a
Goddess.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, but still a god, because God isn't really a gender
No,
term,
it was
right?
such a Chad move though. Like, no, Kazuma's great. I want to be like him when I'm older. Really. Have either of you watched Konosuba?
I've watched a little bit of it.
I've
Okay.
heard of it.
It starts off amazingly. It's kind of a parody, because it starts off with like obviously, the guy's going home. He sees, oh no, I don't want to see that. He sees a woman walking across the road, and there's a truck. And this is kind of a simp thing to do, but this was the only simp-ish thing he does. He sees a truck coming towards her, so he runs out and pushes her out the way of the truck. And dies. He's hit by a white truck. You know how everybody's isekai'd.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then he goes to purgatory, I guess you could call it.
Sounds about
And he
right.
meets Aqua, who's the goddess who reincarnates him, and she explains the deal. She's like, "Oh, you can either spend eternity in nothing, or you can go and defeat the demon lord in this other world." And then he's like, "Wait, hang on, how did I die?" And she's like, "Ah, that thing." And he's like, "Oh, wasn't I hit by a truck?" And she's like, not exactly. You see, you were the truck driver had fast enough reflexes to brake. You didn't even get hit by the truck. You died from the shock, and you shat your pants, basically. And like I think he's shown his parents at his funeral, and they're not even crying. They're just laughing at how absurd his death was, and he just gets so upset.
I do remember that part. That was
Imagine your parents being at your funeral and just point and laugh at you.
Yeah, they literally just pointed down.
Point down, oh
down.
god.
point.
Yeah, and then she's like, okay, she's like, okay, you can have one item you can take into this other world, and he's like, one item, and the Chad he's just like, I want to take you. And she's like, I'm not an item, and he's like, you are in my eyes.
Hello, woman. You are property.
Yeah.
No, and it's just like, yeah. So that's how it ended up, and he basically just abuses her for fun. So yeah, it's pretty funny. It's a pretty good anime, if you ask me.
Actually, it is a pretty funny one, I have to
The thing
admit.
is, I'm terrible at explaining anime because I abridge it so much. It just sounds awful, and it's just like I'm just summarizing it. The easiest way I can, really.
Apart from like MHA, I gotta make sure I don't get hunted down after I say that. Because like when
No,
you were
I don't care.
explaining that, yeah, when you were like explaining that, although it was abridged, you can still tell it's just even if you didn't abridge it.
Oh no, I wasn't
still
abridging it. No.
boring.
That wasn't.
You were.
The thing is, if it's something that I like, I kind of exaggerate it to make it sound like, because obviously I'm not going to explain the entire plot. I'm just going to exaggerate it so you get the entire point.
Yeah.
But if it's like something that I don't like and that it frustrates me, I explain everything so you understand my pain.
Of course. Yeah.
And also with stuff that I like, I abridge it because I also don't want to spoil things. I'm like, you can watch it for yourself. If it's something I don't like, I don't care about spoilers. Like, I will tell you what I don't like about it.
Whoa, trying to spoil the Alpha mark.
Yo,
Alpha mark. Yeah, I don't need reminding.
time to spoil life. I don't like that. Got him.
Right, so here's the secret technique to the life speedrun. You see that window right there?
God damn it. Alfheim, that was a thing that existed.
It sure was.
I watched it again recently, actually. I watched SAO again. Well,
But why
not
though?
recently, a few months ago. Because not the entire thing, just while they were in SAO. Because I was like, I remember that actually being pretty good. Like, and it was just after they left that and went on to Alfheim and stuff that it was pretty bad. I watched it again and I was like, no, this isn't good. I remember it better than it actually was.
I mean, episode 1, that was a good opening. That actually set the show up for like, oh, maybe it could be good.
Yeah, that was a good opening.
And that detective episode was cool as well, because like it actually used an in-game exploit, which seemed realistic and like accurate to games. But then the rest was just sort of mediocre. And then Alfheim showed up, and it was like,
Yeah, one of the reasons I didn't like it is because I really don't like characters who are like, if it's like outside of hentai, I don't like it when characters just get every single woman for no reason, like whatsoever, like and it's just like the main character, he's edgy, he barely ever talks, he has a sad backstory, and every woman who sees him within a 5-mile radius falls deeply in love with him. It's just like, why? He hasn't done anything. He's just kind of boring.
Yeah.
If somebody deserves it and they get like all the women, I'm like all for him. But if it's just somebody just for the sake of it, just because they can't be bothered to write a good character and a decent love plot, it's just like, well, it's just a bit lazy, isn't it?
It is a bit, yeah.
You've divulged your secret of not liking harem animes. Oh no.
God,
I said outside of hentai.
Outside, yeah, of course.
I mean, there's non-hentai harems.
No, sometimes harems are good when the character deserves it, and there are some harems where they do deserve it. But
definitely.
actually, it was kind of one of them. It's just like Rent a Girlfriend. Never watched it, but that's.
Oh, Rent a Girlfriend. Yeah.
No, he pays for his harem. That's what
he pays for it. He paid good money for that harem.
Yeah. That's more realistic.
It's
Let's
way
be
more
honest.
realistic, yeah. Yeah, that's a thing that exists. I've heard of it, to be fair. I've never looked into it though.
No,
It's sort of like is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? It's that sort of thing. Like, you know about it.
I've seen it on Netflix, but I haven't watched it at all because I have Netflix on my TV, not on my computer or anything. And I'm like, I don't know if my parents would want to see me watching this. Just like, no.
See you watching. Is it wrong to pick up a girl?
Are you winning, son?
Yeah. I'm like, I sure am, Dad.
I sure am. Because like
then he sees what I'm watching and he's like, no, you aren't. Shut up.
No, you're not.
Just beats me up. Christ.
Netflix has some good and bad animes on it, I think.
Yeah.
It's got like
I watched some of them, yeah.
Yeah, it's got JoJo on it now. So, but like not all of JoJo, obviously.
Yeah, so you got like up to part 4.
Yeah.
I thought it was only up to part 3.
That's what I thought as well, but I think they added on part 4
Yeah,
recently.
they added on part 4, and I think part 5 is like the Japanese Netflix. Well, I'm not switching regions for that.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
it's
You
pretty.
could just get NordVPN. This
Whoa,
video is
it's
sponsored by
sponsored
NordVPN.
already.
Yeah.
One day, maybe. Who knows? Like,
Why not?
Yeah, probably not. We're never gonna get sponsored. To be fair, but we're not going.
No, maybe we will. Maybe we'll be sponsored by VPN for people who want to listen to this show without anyone knowing, because they're too embarrassed. Like, jeez.
I don't want to listen. I don't want to be listening to these three.
Why am I listening to these dumbasses? What am I doing in my life?
Yeah, sounds about right. So like, JoJo is good. It's on Netflix. It's a good anime. I quite like it. It's the only one I actually really keep up with now.
Yeah,
It's also
same.
got like some good ones, like Kakegurui is on there. That's a pretty good one.
Never watched it, but I've heard of it.
It's a gambling one, and honestly, I didn't think I'd like it, and then I watched it, and
Yeah.
I really like
that
it.
just
honestly.
reminds me of it. So, have any of you two heard of Kaiji?
Kaiji.
I've heard of Kaiji.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think I've heard of Kaiji.
Oh, it's a gambling
Nah,
anime
okay.
that I thought was really good.
Okay.
Well, like the first season of it was anyway. Second season, not so much, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah. So like,
A lot of anime are like that. This first season's really good. Second season, just nah.
yeah, I think One Punch Man was definitely like that. Both.
No, second season was good. It was just the animation that let
Yeah,
it
the
down.
animation was awful. I watched like an episode of it, and like, no.
I think the anime, like, I don't know. I think the animation was average, but compared to season 1, which the animation was top tier, from going from top tier animation to kind of average, it's like a big drop, and it kind of exaggerates how average it is, especially when the first season was so good. Like the plot and everything, I really liked it because it stuck to the manga, which any anime which sticks to the manga does well. That's the thing. I don't know why a lot of anime kind of diverge from it, unless they're telling a completely different story. If they just take some elements and then change others, that usually the anime does bad. But
that's what Tokyo Ghoul did with its.
Yeah.
season.
Oh
what
yeah,
season
I
1
remember
did.
that.
That's why I did so
ran
bad. It's just
off-
like
Yeah.
you like with the manga, you already have you've basically already done all the market research you need. You don't need you can just
Use it.
copy and paste the manga onto anime.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's just like, and you would do extremely well. Why do you have to change it?
And they
But then,
started
like-
throwing in random character deaths as well, didn't they? Characters who weren't killed off in the manga.
I think they did. I honestly didn't watch. I haven't watched it in ages, so I don't really remember. But it was just weird because they're just like, oh yeah, Kaneki, you know, like instead of him being the same as he is in manga, they're just like, oh well, you know, they're just gonna go off and join whatever the hell the villains were called. I don't remember.
The Akatsuki. Yes, it's Naruto.
Now I don't know.
Naruto's good. I like Naruto.
Naruto's good, especially Broccoli. Broccoli is amazing. That guy.
Yeah.
Like,
Rock Lee is great.
got up leg weights.
Oh, I remember that scene.
That's just, he should have moved. He should have won that. I don't know if you saw the fight with him against Garo.
I did.
Yeah, I saw that. That's like the only
should've
Naruto
won.
fight I saw.
Yeah,
He should have won, and I have no idea why he didn't. Well, no, it's literally just because of plot armor. Because they were like, "Oh, we need Naruto to go against this guy later in the story." But if
to like set up a rivalry and whatnot.
yeah, if it was a fair fight and the authors didn't get involved, like Rock Lee would have won. Because
I think
considering he was already that fast with the leg weights, without the leg weights, he would have been double the speed. Like Garo wouldn't have been able to keep up.
I think Broccoli could have been a very good rival for Naruto as well. Actually, I think
But he kind of is, but
ironically, he's not the main one, unlike like Garo and whatnot.
no, he is for comedy purposes, but like actually not really.
It's like he drops the leg weights, 2 thermonuclear detonations go off.
Yeah, exactly. They were so heavy, but then it just kind of.
Are they
You
just
just forget about how heavy they are.
Are they just instant transmissions behind him? Oh god.
Yeah, just teleports behind him.
Nothing
Garo doesn't
personnel,
even-
kid.
Garo didn't even like register what happened. That's for fun. Like it took him like a good few seconds to realize that. Hold on a second, this guy's just appeared behind me, and it just disappeared. It's amazing. It's such a good fight, and then it's just it's just plot armor, which is just the annoying thing. Because plot armor just comes and it's like, actually, this really strong character who should win is going to get favoritism and we're just gonna make him lose.
Literally has the power of God and anime on his side.
Yeah, he pretty much does. I mean, like his teacher, which is Guy Sensei, he like opened, I think it was the 8th gate, and like survived.
He's incredibly. I mean, he's the only person in existence who has ever opened the 8th gate and survived. Because the purpose of the 8th gate is to make you, probably one of the strongest in the universe. But as well, it kills you. It's supposed to kill you, and he's just like, nah, fam.
Nah,
He's just like, nah.
No.
Like I've never like fully watched the Naruto anime. I played like the games, which had like the story in it, so I sort of understand how it ended. But I don't like understand a massive amount of it. And
I've watched basically all of Naruto. I'm on. I haven't finished it. I'm on like episode 270 something of the Shippuden, but it's really long, and I haven't watched any in a while. But yeah, like Naruto Shippuden, I am skipping the filler. I didn't skip any of the filler for Naruto, like the original one, because it was only like 200 or so episodes long, and now Shippuden is 500 episodes long, and I think either 60 or 40% of Naruto Shippuden is actually filler, and I'm like, well, I could actually like reasonably complete this if I just skip the filler. Because if not, I'm just not. Because there's just going to be like other anime that pop up that I watch, and then I just forget about Naruto.
Yeah.
So if I want to reasonably watch it, then yeah, I kind of have to skip the filler.
Yeah, the filler is just it's filler, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a whole lot of it.
Yeah, because that's like the whole joke, isn't it? Naruto just has like massive amounts of filler in it.
Yeah.
Which it does, to be fair. I haven't obviously watched it, and I feel like if I did, the filler would definitely be boring, though. And I would
some of the fillers, all right. Yeah, 42%, 210 episodes of 500 of Shippuden is filler, which is a lot. That is a huge amount. Some of the fillers fun, like some of it's all right because it's kind of funny. Some of it's just really not. A lot of the filler is just going. It's like flashbacks to when Naruto was a child, and I skip those because it's like I've already watched 200 episodes of Naruto being a child. Like it's not like it's some anime where he starts off as an adult and we finally get to see his childhood. It's like I've already seen that. I don't need some extra because I already know all the characters that are there.
Yeah,
already been.
You learn them all from just with the original series, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. And this, it's like, and it's the same ones that are in Shippuden, so I just skip them. There's really no point in it.
They added a few new characters. I remember, like, who's the snake guy? The snake guy.
Orochimaru.
Yeah, Orochimaru. Like,
but he's in Naruto as well. He's in the original.
Oh yeah, he is, isn't he?
He's the one who makes Sasuke edgy, and Sasuke annoys me a lot. I don't like Sasuke.
Yeah, people like
he sucks.
Sasuke's so cool, but it's like he's just pretty edgy, bro.
It's just because he has black hair, dude.
And like,
you want to make a popular anime character, give him black hair. That's all you need to do. People will love him.
Whoa, Guts is popular anime character. Who edgy?
No.
Well, I mean, he kind of is, to be fair.
I mean, yeah, actually, now that I say that, he is.
A fair few anime characters have like black hair and can be pretty edgy at times. But like one of my favorites is definitely Death Note's L. L has the black hair, obviously, but I absolutely love L.
I like L.
Death Note is just such a good one in general.
I like pretty much everyone in Death Note, to be fair.
Death Note was great until it wasn't.
Yeah, I know. I watched a few episodes after L died, and I didn't continue because I just got really bored. Like I watched about maybe 5 episodes after L died, and I didn't like it because Light kind of sucked. What's her name? Misa or whatever her name was.
Yeah, Misa.
She kind of sucked as well. She was just simping.
She was just kind of simping.
The plot was kind of boring and strange at the same time because the whole I don't know if it was different seasons, but before L died, like Light was some genius kid and he never made any mistake and everything he did went to plan. Then as soon as L died, and that was cool and I enjoyed that. But then as soon as L died, he just made so many blunders. It was just like he just did so much dumb stuff that you wouldn't have done against L.
I don't even think
and he was just panicking so much. And I kind of get that it's like, oh yeah, he lost his sanity and he kind of
Stuff happened.
went into depression or something. But it's like, well, yeah, but I want to see him being cool.
Yeah, like the struggle between L and Light carried the entire show, and after that ended, it was just sort of like the whole cat and mouse aspect where it was entertaining and made people watch was gone. There was nothing else left to do.
And then you had Nia introduced as just the new L. I mean,
they were kind of boring.
The ending was literally just like, oh, I've got the Death Note, I'm going to write your name in it. But I actually replaced the pages in the Death Note. But I actually replaced the Death Note with a new one. And then it's just like, oh, well, I actually replaced the pages in the new one that you replaced the old one with.
That's literally just Naruto ending. It's just like, this person was actually controlling this person. They were being controlled by this person. That they actually had a mind-controlled ninjutsu on this person. It's like, what?
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Doesn't it like just end with him just getting shot? Of just like, well, yeah, you may have done that, but I have a gun.
It was because he was about to like write down all the names and whatever, and like actually do it, and then just one of the supporting characters shot him.
Just gun.
I would admit though, the actual ending sequence to the anime was really good. I have to admit.
Yeah.
I really liked it. It's definitely one of my favorite of all times. Even though I haven't watched it in ages, it's still really, really good, and I will gladly rewatch that.
I haven't watched the end of
The ending was pretty good. I think it sort of implies at the end that Ryuk was actually the one who wrote his name in the Death Note, and that's what caused him to get shot and like die like that. I'm pretty sure that's how it is implied to be. And then also in the manga, you have it like it's been implied that he became a Shinigami and whatnot, which is kind of cool, honestly.
Yeah.
And I'd be all for that because I quite like Light is pretty cool. I quite like him. He's one of my favorite, I think. L is definitely the best character from that show, just in general, in my opinion, though.
Yeah. Definitely was really good. I haven't watched it in ages.
Even some like the more filler episodes, it still managed to like be carried by that whole struggle thing of like where he spends like an entire episode trying to figure out some random woman's name, and they actually make it entertaining somehow.
Oh, that episode.
Yeah, I mean, they made him eating a packet of crisps entertaining. They can
I'll take a chip and eat it.
Actually, a potato chip to be specific. It's great. That episode was just because it's like, oh, there's a little TV screen in the potato chip. He looks like he's doing homework, but in fact, he's just writing people's names down. Yeah, it's a really good show. It's just sad about it did get a bit more boring after Light died.
After Light died? Whoa, was there a season after that?
I mean, it got boring after Light died, yeah, and also after L died. Because after Light died, it ended. That's a bit boring. But it was a very satisfying ending, I found it to be. Although the whole introduction of Nia, I think, was a bit like, I mean, there was like I think there was like another two maybe. It might have just been one. I might be thinking of like one that didn't exist actually. But yeah, then like another one who was like also brought up in the same place that Neo was, and it's like, oh, this guy's also like a really good detective, but honestly, he didn't play much of a role. All I remember him doing was eating chocolate. I don't remember him doing anything else.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to add. I didn't, as I said, I didn't watch it after all time.
Yeah, I'm like the only one who's actually watched all of it.
I don't remember much. I don't remember much of what I did watch after El died. I remember something about an underground bunker that was underneath sand, and then El's Light's dad went down to hand them the Death Note or something.
Yeah, that happened. I mean, his dad got like the Shinigami eyes, which I don't remember why he did, but he did. I think he got it to confirm who was.
Yeah,
El.
he just got the Sharingan.
Oh god, he's got the Sharingan.
He was like, I think he did it for L. I don't remember, but he was like, oh, I forgot who's Kira.
Oh yeah, I remember something about that. Yeah,
because he's like, oh, like Kira, because someone who has the Death Note, they're like the day that they die cannot be seen. So like he looked at his son and was like, oh, you're not Kira because you don't have it. They still figured out that he was Kira, however, obviously, but
yeah.
That's why he did it. And then Misa just always got the Shinigami. I think she just reduced her life into by quarters, honestly. Like, her life went like drastically in half.
Lifespan of 2 seconds.
If she had kept going, yes, it would have likely gotten to that point, honestly. Although no, actually, because her Shinigami protected her, so got like life added onto her, which like I think negated the eye thing, but she still
Just
died.
hacked the game.
Basically, did hack it. That's the thing. Like an SAO, like surely someone would just hack the game in SAO.
Yeah, no, that's like it would be
That's
so
literally
fun.
what happened, if you remember. Like, the whole control panel thing. He could have just, like, turned everything 0 to a 1 to be like, oh, now the login feature's been re-enabled. But no, he had to go and save his Xbox wife's imaginary child.
Yeah, and like another thing with SEO is like a lot of people would have been streaming it. Like a lot of people would have like an equivalent of Twitch just running in the background because to record their what they're seeing, like because they're probably going to have fans, and if there are only 10,000 copies sold, like people would want to watch that content.
Definitely, yeah.
Oh yeah, another thing. Only 10,000 copies were sold.
That's
right?
not much.
It was so that means that it must have been extremely expensive because if he spent like about 10 years or something or 5 years developing the game, and he only sold 10,000 copies, he would either make no profit at all, or he would make the prices incredibly high, and only dedicated gamers would play it because only dedicated gamers are willing to spend the amount of money to play it. So all these people who were like, "What? I've never played the game before." It's like, well, then why did you buy it then? If it would be so expensive.
I mean, the whole thing about streaming, SEO came out like not too like long after streaming became a thing. It was like 2013, right? And
so, yes.
Twitch had only been out for like so long back then, so streaming wasn't really that big of a thing.
Well, yeah, I guess, but the anime is set like 2077.
Oh,
and there's Cyberpunk in the background. Yeah, just Keanu Reeves appears in SAO.
Oh, I know how season 1 should have ended. It's like when he gets out of a hospital bed and then Keanu Reeves comes in through a door. Wake the fuck up, samurai! We got a city to burn.
That would have been like that would have got me really invested into season 2.
Yes,
Also,
skip the Alpha mark. It's just Cyberpunk.
Yeah. Also, I mean, I expect people. Well, I don't know actually. There might be something like there would be people whose jobs are like to exploit the game, basically, as in like like speedrunners finding glitches in the game because the game can't be perfect. If it's that developed, there are gonna be like and that big, there are gonna be some places that you can just phase through because you can't patch everything. And I think he was actually staying in the game, the creator of SAO.
Yeah,
he was staying in the game
mode.
Yeah, which kind of makes sense because if you think about it, if you made a game like that, people figure out that if people leave the game and they die, you would stick yourself in the game, so so the police can't get you. So I suppose that's smart. But if he's still in the game, he can't actually develop the game while in it because he doesn't unless he has access to the source code. But
I mean, there was a dev team working at the same time.
Yeah, I suppose, but wait, if they had a dev team, wouldn't the dev team have
No, because they were in on it as well, remember? And wait, why weren't they arrested, actually? That's a good point.
Yeah.
Wouldn't the FBI have just broken in and been like...
Yeah, it would have arrested them and like made them change it back so that people can log out. Like
no, but because plot armor.
There would be there would be glitches in the game that people would like. There probably would have been an infinite money glitch. I'd have expected there would have been an infinite money glitch.
What happens in the world though? Like you just drop through a part of no clipping, you have to die in real life.
That would be one.
Now that would be hilarious if people just clipped out of bounds and they could actually just go up floors just randomly.
Imagine Cyberpunk though, of like all the glitches in that, but you die in the game, you die for real. It's like you get sent flying into the moon because you put on a motorbike, and then it's going flying into the earth and just die. That's how you die in the game.
That would just be disappointing.
Yo, I've just thought maybe the Cyberpunk vehicle system is based off Mr. Krabs' overdoses on ketamine. Think about it.
You know, that's not too far-fetched, honestly. Because
maybe the secret ending to Cyberpunk is doing a coin flip with Plankton. You know,
could be, yeah.
No, the
It's not
secret
like-
ending is actually the Wario wall from Super Mario 64.
Ooh, the Wario wall. That's a thing. Why isn't there a Wario anime? That's my question.
I'd watch that.
I'd watch a Wario anime. Like, it's just Wario. Honestly, I'd watch anything with Wario in it.
Yeah, it's just Wario, but Wario is Dio and Mario is Jonathan. Just oh no.
Oh god.
Mario's Bizarre Adventure. Wait, Mario Zappelli. Like the guy from Part 2 who was Caesar's
Oh yeah,
dad.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that is a guy that
Yo.
existed, isn't it? I sort of forget that he's a thing that gets mentioned.
Does that
Yeah, he
mean
actually got
Wario was in
consumed.
Part 2? Wario was Cars? What?
Wario's
Yo.
guy. Wario.
Yeah, Caesar's dad was actually consumed by Wario's coin purse.
I wouldn't be surprised, to be fair.
Or you know
That
how at the end of
coin
like the
purse.
Wario games of like where it shows the building you get from the money, all the money you earn. That's what
Yeah.
the Pillar Men Hotel was.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, that sounds about right. I feel like that's definitely how Part 2... That's what Araki was actually meaning to, like, show the reader when he was making Part 2. Was just Wario. And we just never realised it, you know, we never looked deep enough into the metaphors to realise that it's actually
Now I think about it, it makes
all
sense.
about
Though.
Wario. It does, doesn't it?
But now finally,
Makes
after
sense.
many years of analysis, we figured it out. We did it.
We did it, boys. We
got
got
him.
it. It took them so long. God, we're like... Yeah, this is a good first episode.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
what
this
else?
is a great
Was
first
it like
episode.
X Force who does breaking down Miyazaki? No, Araki
Miyazaki.
forgot or whatever.
Miyazaki.
Miyazaki forgot your...
Miyazaki forgot.
Yo, Miyazaki forgot.
I know what he forgot. Elden
Yo,
Ring.
Eyes of Heaven, Souls like. Oh no.
I know what Miyazaki did forget. Elden Ring.
Oh no. Oh, Elden Ring.
Elden Ring.
Oh, Elden Ring.
Ring. You know, Elden Ring's gonna happen at some point.
I hope so.
I believe still. I've not gone completely hollow just.
People are actually playing the game though.
Yeah. It's gonna be exciting when it comes out. You know. I'm hoping the main character. Just you can't wear shoes. I'm hoping that that's a feature.
The main character is Patches.
There's probably an option to not wear shoes.
I'm hoping there's just a thing of Miyazaki just bans everyone from wearing shoes, and you have to have your feet exposed. I feel like Miyazaki would do
Only
that.
if you play woman character.
Only if you play a woman character, yes.
And the only weapons are scythes.
Yes, of course. Miyazaki loves that. That's like an anime thing, isn't it, as well? Scythe wielding waifus.
But
People
yeah,
like-
why has Miyazaki made so many snow-themed, like, scythe-wielding, barefooted waifus who are like boss fights? Why has he done
Watches
that?
Frozen once.
He watched Frozen wrong. Yeah, he probably did, to be fair. He watched it and he was like, oh god damn it, gotta do this now.
Wait, Dark Souls 3? Frozen 3?
Yo, they're probably connected, let's be fair here. You know, it's like, the place in Frozen, I don't know what it's called, but it's like, it's similar to Arendelle, so, you know.
I think it actually is named
It
similarly.
is, yeah, it is similar to Arendelle. So, you know, it's likely
Yeah, I
connected
mean
in
the
some
painted
way.
world of Arendelle and the city from Frozen is called Arendelle.
Wait a sec. So, Arendelle is the name of Frozen. Ariandel is Dark Souls. Wait,
Yeah.
there's like a one-letter difference. What?
I
So
like
I do.
the first time I played Dark Souls, I was like, hang on, this has already been done before. And then I was like, Frozen.
Frozen, you got
And
me,
think
you
about
nearly
it.
got me, Miyazaki.
It's an ice place. There's snow everywhere, and then you go down a ladder, and there's ice and crabs. In Dark Souls 3 anyway, in Dark Souls 1 it's still an ice place and everyone's hollow.
No, when you go underground, there's not snow, but there's bone skeletons everywhere who mow you down.
More
And there's
like,
also just a literal Demon Souls boss who's just vibing in the painted world.
Of course, where else are you gonna vibe?
makes sense. I would vibe there.
Yeah.
I mean, Andre's corpse does, even though he's still alive in the real world.
Maybe it's Andre's long lost twin brother.
Yeah, Andre's long lost twin brother, obviously. Andre can never die. I think that's an obvious thing.
I mean, yeah,
Lost
he was
was-
literally millions of years old by the time of Dark
Yeah.
Souls 3.
Not as old as Patches.
Patches is
Yeah,
immortal.
Patchy is so old, he exists across 3 different universes.
I'm pretty sure Patches is just an eldritch being, honestly. That guy is just.
I
he
mean,
knows
yeah, in Bloodborne he is.
In Bloodborne, he's a goddamn spider with his head, and it's.
Man, I didn't realise that.
Yeah.
For, like,
The thing,
First time I
like,
played
You didn't realize he had a head, or that it was Patches.
there was Patches, because I just saw a spider over a door, and I'm like, I need to go through that door. That spider looks kind of weird, so I killed the spider because it made me uncomfortable, as humans do. They kill whatever they feel is uncomfortable.
Yeah, like we do.
And so I killed him, and then he was like, "That was uncharitably done, dear friend." And I'm like, "Oh,
That's
I like
Patches.
how in all the other games he calls you like a dickhead when you kill him, and when in Bloodborne he just, that was uncharitably done.
That's just how Patches be, you know. Why can't we have an anime about Patches?
I'd watch it.
I'd watch an anime about Patches, you know, like his journey throughout all of Dark Souls, eventually ending up in Raving City, you know, fighting the.
And it'd explain how he got from Demon Souls to Dark Souls, from Dark Souls to Bloodborne, and from Bloodborne back to Dark Souls.
Eventually to Elden Ring.
yeah, maybe he just wore a stone mask and spilt his brother's blood on it.
Could have done that, yeah.
Became a vampire and is now immortal."
It's possible.
Whoa, Patches is in parts 1 to 7.
Because we never see Patches' teeth, so you don't know if they are fanged or not. You know,
I
they
think
could
in
very well
Demon
be-
Souls you actually see his teeth now.
Yeah, because that's been updated, hasn't it, to be animated and whatnot.
Yeah, but it could be propaganda.
Could be propaganda,
It
yeah.
could be false
Yeah.
Patches teeth propaganda. We started off with anime and Heresy, and now we're talking about Patches teeth propaganda.
That's just what we do here, you know. Like we haven't mentioned that much Heresy actually. That's the thing.
Your
I mean,
mama's
anime-
Heresy.
I mean, anime really is. Anime is just heresy in general. Let's be fair. So
Yeah, I
technically-
hate anime.
Yeah,
who
I
likes
hate anime. Yeah, who likes anime? Ew. Meanwhile, I've been talking about anime for the past half an hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and how good it is. It's just like,
we've been insulting some ones, but you know, I feel like just some weebs just take it too far at times.
wouldn't it
With
be funny if like this becomes popular in the future and they go back? It's like, what was their first episode like? They watch it and they just hate us.
those to be insulted all their favorite animes, you know,
Yeah,
all their
unsubscribed.
all their like their love characters, whatever, the characters that they love.
To be fair, lots of the shows start off with like low quality at the beginning, especially like YouTube stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. But we're like extra low quality.
Our existence is low quality.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, so we got to start off small with anime and Heresy.
Yeah,
And then we get
big
to
with anime.
Femboys.
Then we get to Femboys.
I'm dreading that.
Yeah, we're dreading. I can't believe that Ollie suggested that. I can actually. I
I
can
was
actually
talking
believe.
the Owo voice to make you suffer during the
Don't
Femboy
you
video.
bloody dare talk in the OA.
I shall.
We are going to edit this bit out, right?
No, we're keeping it in.
You might have to bleep Ollie's name.
Yeah, we
don't wanna
could.
I
Docs
mean,
to
not
do.
really. First name isn't gonna dox anyone.
Yeah.
It's true.
That might not even be their real name, honestly.
Anyway, ba-ba-ding, ba-ba-ding, ba-ba-ding.
Just Deng.
Yes.
That's his
Yeah.
real name.
That is his
That's
real
his real
name. That is actually our method of bleeping out things. I actually just said all of our credit card numbers.
Ah, wonderful, wonderful. How did you get my number?
Wouldn't you like to know, Weatherboy?
Yeah, somehow he said all of our 12-digit credit card numbers plus the 3 numbers on the back, and the expiry dates within that 3 seconds.
I said
Yeah.
it sped up. I
Like
set my
GLaDOS
voice to ×2 speed in real life.
Like GLaDOS does in Portland and just tells you to remember it in slow motion.
Ah, yes.
That's a good one.
Wait, oh no, they're gonna remember it in slow motion.
Yeah, like I think that some weebs take their love too far for shows though at times.
Well, yeah.
My Hero Academia.
Yeah. Yep. Totally. We didn't.
I didn't say anything.
We just said nothing.
Basically, any anime female that has a pulse.
Yeah. Some. Like I think just in general, really. So for some people like worship some characters, obviously, which is just weird, especially when like they worship a certain green-haired character from a certain show. You know, that doesn't really give it away. So luckily, we'll be safe there.
No, I don't know if I don't know if I
Oh,
if
do
I
you
like the
mean
show or not.
Bubba Dang, Bubba Dang?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bubba Dang,
Yeah.
Bubba Dang.
Rubber dang, rubber dang.
I don't know if I like the show or not because it kind of like it's hilarious. Not intentionally. It's hilarious in how bad it is. It's one of those shows where it's like it could be so bad it's good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
bad
because-
video games. You know, like some
yeah,
video games
like
can
The
be
Room.
really bad.
Everyone's
Yeah.
favorite movie.
Like The Room is absolutely awful, but everyone loves it because of how bad it is.
Yeah, like My Hero Academia could be one of those shows where it's like so bad it's good, but then the fan base just makes you want to.
Yeah, because the fan base they worship it. They're like, oh, it's like the best thing
Yeah.
ever. You know.
Have you seen Tommy Wiseau's Dark Souls Let's Play?
Yeah, I have. And you can't get past the first door.
Yeah, not even the sound demon, just the door.
Just the door to the asylum. That actually took me the longest time to get past. That was the most difficult.
Hardest part of the game, the door.
That's why most people quit, actually.
After like
a lot of
90
people
hours
probably-
of gameplay, I figured out you could press the X button, but not many people learn that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's no surprise it's renowned as the hardest game. I mean,
Yeah.
the first door. Wow.
That's actually why I haven't played it in a while. So I haven't actually even gotten past a slide. You know, I've been stuck.
That
at
is
that.
where most people quit. That is where most people quit.
I lied about fisting, plunging attack the asylum. You know, I just can't get past the door, honestly.
And Orlando, who cares about that? Hardest part of the game, the biggest wall that new players hit, the door.
Oh.
The character creation menu. Do you want to have a dung pie, even though that's not in the starting gifts, or do you want black fire bombs?
You know, I've only made one strange character in Dark Souls 1, and you know why? Because the first time I ever played Dark Souls 3, I spent about 3 hours in the character creation,
Only 3
and I was
hours?
like, I probably need to go to bed now. I was like, I started about like at a decent time, probably about like 8 o'clock, and I spent 3 hours in character creation, and I didn't get to play the game at all. It was just character creation. And then I was really tired by the end of it.
What were you even making? Were you just making like an accurate portrayal of yourself via Dark Souls 3 character creation menu?
No. I was making a very specified creature.
Specified.
I was like, it needs to be disgusting to the decimal place.
Was that the purple monstrosity?
I think it was, yeah.
I don't
the
really.
weird
The
horn.
thing is, just saying purple
Yeah.
monstrosity doesn't really help because that can apply to so many Dark Souls characters.
Well, it can, but I know which one he means. The one with like the weird
Yeah.
horn that can stab things with its chin.
Oh,
Yes.
the chin. Yes. It's an evolutionary advantage, okay?
Evolutionary advantage.
Like Bolsharati.
Yeah. Oh
Okay.
yeah, Bleach Rat. Wow.
Yeah.
And then the Brutals, we had Tom
The
McCurtney,
Rungo Stir.
Rungoster. And then
Jane Lennon.
oh yeah, Joanne Malone.
We need to bring them back. We need to bring them
Yeah,
back,
we need to bring
honestly.
them back. When
Yeah,
you get
but
when you get
Oh,
Demon
that
Souls,
makes
make them.
Yes.
I will.
That will be
Yeah,
good.
I will be making Jane Lennon in 4K.
4K.
4K Joanne Malone.
I'll need to recreate Chad. It wasn't. His name was 189 IQ Muscle Man.
Yeah.
I'll need to
It's a
recreate him.
great name, honestly.
It really is.
I need to play through Dark Souls again just so I can get the Link of Fire ending. Because I've done the other two, obviously.
I've already got through all 3 endings, but
Yeah.
I just need to do. I just need to do DLC with my 189 IQ Muscle Man.
Now you guys need to just get good at Sekiro.
Yeah.
I need to get Sekiro.
I think that's. I mean, Bradley like spent over an hour just talking to me about Sekiro, and I just sort of it really hurt because it sounds absolutely awful at times. There's just a boss called the Guardian Ape,
I don't think it sounds awful. I just think it sounds...
Guardian Ape isn't even like
like
the hardest
Miyazaki.
one. It's when you start getting into like Great Shinobi Owl, Owl Father, Ishin Ashina, Ishin the Sword Saint.
Could we technically spoil this for people?
Not really boss names.
Yeah, I guess, you know, so long as we don't like mention.
Don't spoil fights, guys.
And Sekiro's been out for like years at this point.
True, yeah. So it is sort of their fault if they're like,
yeah, go play Sekiro already.
Let's go and play.
Yeah,
Sekiro.
just do it.
Well, I'm telling you how the secret ending Sekiro can run around barefooted.
This is the message of
yeah, guys. Don't worry. If you haven't played Sekiro, there is an easy mode. Wink, wink.
Wink, wink. Yes, just put on hard mode. Put on hard mode.
What's his name? Dean Takahashi. We should
that
have
guy.
guys. There's an easy mode.
Easy
we
mode.
need a journalist mode, which is easier than easy mode.
I'm hoping that journalist mode is just you just don't ever like get to the actual ending.
To be fair, we should probably save this for a different time because we're supposed to talk about. We can have a whole different discussion about gaming.
Yeah, we could have an entire episode of that and like discussing how we hate game journalists because they're just always finding.
We hate video games.
We hate video games. We hate everything.
Yeah.
Minecraft is the only good video game.
Nah, I hate Minecraft. Like the graphics are too good.
The graphics are too good.
Yeah.
Your computer can't run them.
Yeah, I just tried to boot up Minecraft and my
high-end.
computer explodes.
Fair enough, honestly.
Not to the extent of Paunch, but
Yeah.
Paunch is a
Paunch
Chad
is the only
game.
good video game.
Paunch is a Chad game. We'll have an
But
entire
that's
episode.
for another time, guys. That's for another time.
That's for another. That's a little teaser, you know. Of
Yeah, do you think we
upcoming-
should leave it there then?
We can end it there, I guess.
Tease the Paunch episode, then just
Yeah.
disappear.
We spent like half an hour on anime and then half an hour on other stuff.
Yeah, that's how we work, you know.
I mean, close enough on topic, I guess. If we spent half of stuff on
Yeah.
topic and then other half on whatever that mess was.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
really,
I guess Dark Souls is Japan. Close enough, dude.
Close
Yeah,
enough.
close enough, guys. Sekiro's set in Japan. That means it's anime, and there's Heresy in it.
So that's our little. I guess that's our little teaser, you know, for the Paunch episode.
Yeah,
Yeah, guys,
and now it's
went to
time for us
Japan
to
and
just
just anime.
disappear from existence.